Hello, this is He Young-hoon from the Oriental Culture Academy. When exploring the cemeteries across the country, you will encounter truly unique graves and the stories associated with them. As people go through life, there are often particularly troublesome issues that arise. It may be due to physical illness, but in many cases it stems from the mental anguish caused by a fear and rejection of change. This is due to human nature, which fears losing something when faced with change. Interestingly, did you know that these fears and stubbornness are also reflected in the mounds of the graves where ancestors are enshrined? Today, I would like to introduce two cases of mounds that not only visually appear to suffer from headaches, but have also caused headaches for their descendants. The first case is a grave discovered in Yongin, Gyeonggi Province in October 2024. If you look at the photo, you'll see that a geotextile strip has been placed around the middle of the mound to prevent soil from flowing down. It resembles a person with a headache, tightly wrapping a cold towel around their forehead. Moreover, the soil that has flowed down from the mound evokes the image of someone sweating profusely. Why on earth did this happen? It's because I was too stubborn about the left blue dragon and the right white tiger, and ended up settling in a place where the valley casts a shadow in front of the grave. The harsh valley wind that blows from the gorge becomes a deadly wind that prevents living things from surviving. Moreover, it is directly affected by the wind, and the height of the tomb is too high with a steep slope, causing the grass to dry out and the soil to become loose and continue to wash away. When the wind invades the tomb, it can create a windstorm that rapidly oxidizes the remains. The solution is surprisingly simple. You just need to make changes to lower the high mound. However, due to the inherent fear that something bad might happen if we disturb our ancestors' graves, they are often left unattended. If no changes are made, the descendants will continue to suffer headaches every time they visit the grave. Another headache-inducing case was encountered in Hwaseong, Gyeonggi-do around September 2024. Take a look at the photo. There is a tree planted right next to the tomb mound. It felt like I had a rash on my head, and the moment I saw it, my head started throbbing. In Feng Shui, it is said that tree roots entering the light are called moknyom, and it is something to be very cautious about. Tree roots are what we call the earth spirits. They dig into the soil to find the filter of the corpse or bones, wrapping the bones and absorbing nutrients. The roots dig deeper than the width of the branches that spread out. In such cases, descendants may suffer from diseases and experience very negative effects. While coming down after the ceremony, I happened to meet a descendant of this graveyard. The person, in their early 60s, seemed to have some difficulty with physical movement. When I cautiously asked where they were uncomfortable, I received the unfortunate answer that it was due to a brain hemorrhage. Thinking about it, a brain hemorrhage is also a fatal disease that occurs in the head. So I wonder if the headaches that the tomb owner suffered from have manifested in descendants as the troublesome condition of brain hemorrhage. So I introduced myself as a scholar studying Feng Shui, and suggested that it might be a good idea to remove the tree next to the tomb. The descendant also confessed that they have been struggling with whether or not to cut down the tree, unsure of what to do. At first, the tree was as small as a blade of grass, but as it grew, it became uncontrollable and unmanageable, and it is said that one could not carelessly touch the graves of ancestors. I believe that if there is a tree next to the burial mound, the tree roots. I explained that not only can the phenomenon of wrapping a corpse or bones occur, but it can also cause various unpleasant effects. After hearing my explanation, the descendant immediately decided to cut down the tree right there. After cutting down the tree, he thanked me for the advice, and said he felt a weight lifted off his shoulders, smiling brightly. I also felt a sense of relief as my headache and sorrow were cleared away. The trees around the burial mound not only provide shade, but also have negative effects. They create shade in the cemetery, suppress the growth of other plants with the toxic substances in their fallen leaves, and if they fall in the wind, they can damage the burial mound or injure people, especially in the case of acupuncture points. If the roots of trees underground grow larger and the surface of the ground rises, it disrupts the water flow on the surface and damages the acupuncture points. Therefore, the trees around the cemetery must be completely removed down to the roots, and after cutting them down, salt should be poured into the spot or herbicides should be used to completely eliminate the roots. If the shape of your cemetery is troublesome, the lives of your descendants may also become troublesome. When we break free from fear and embrace change like the descendants of a grave, our minds can become clearer and our lives healthier. That small change that corrects what is wrong is the best feng shui that brings peace to both ancestors and descendants. Thank you.